In this video, I'm going to show you how to disinfect your home to protect your family from the coronavirus. And we're going to start in the kitchen. Are you ready? If you're new to my channel, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach traditional homemaking for today's woman. So if you want to learn more about making and keeping a home, subscribe and double tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Okay, let's talk about the coronavirus or COVID-19. People have been very concerned about the spread of the coronavirus, and one of the biggest issues is the fact that it spreads so quickly and it is spread from person to person contact. So what can you do to help slow it down or to prevent it? What can you do to keep your family safe? And that is to disinfect your home. And you want to try to particularly pay attention to those areas that you touch or handle most frequently. Areas such as the kitchen counter, the faucet in the kitchen, your refrigerator handle, as well as your doorknobs inside and outside, the handle on your toilet, places like the bathroom where people are in and out of there frequently, community areas, and the like. So you really want to be very careful about disinfecting various areas in your home. So I'm going to show you how to disinfect your kitchen counter, and then we'll do the faucet and we'll go from there. So let's get that started. So the first thing I'm going to do is just wipe down my kitchen counter. Once that's done, I'm going to spray it down with this Clorox and bleach disinfectant, and I'm going to let it sit on the counter for 30 seconds. And I want to make sure that the countertop is wet. I'm going to let that wetness sit for 30 seconds, and then I'll dry it. One of the things you want to keep in mind when you're working with a cleaner, particularly something with bleach or that kind of a chemical in it, you want to make sure you're working in a well-ventilated area. So now I'm going to rub this all over the top of the counter. So now my counter is good and wet, and I'm going to let that just sit here on the countertop for about 30 seconds. I really like this particular Clorox product. It's called Cleaner and Bleach, and it kills 99% of all bacteria and viruses, including the coronavirus. And particularly if I've been working with raw poultry in the sink, once I clean the sink out, I'll use this Clorox cleanup to take care of that as well. So again, when you're using this particular product, the Clorox Cleanup Cleaner and Bleach, which kills 99.9% of bacteria and virus, you want to spray it on in a well-ventilated area, and then you're going to let it sit for 30 seconds. Now this kitchen counter was fairly clean, so all I had to do was just wipe it down with water, and then I used my Clorox cleanup. If it was heavily soiled, then I would give it a good scrub with some kind of a soap and water cleaner, and then I would spray it with the Clorox disinfectant. Our 30 seconds are up, so now I can just wipe it down. And then I'll put my things back in place. So now I'm going to clean up that side of the counter, only this time I'm going to use this Lysol disinfectant spray, And the Lysol kills 99.9% of viruses and bacteria, including the coronavirus. Only the difference with this particular spray is once you clean your counter or whatever surface it is, you wet the surface with the Lysol disinfectant spray and you let it sit for 10 minutes. So you wet the surface with the disinfectant spray and then you let it sit for 10 minutes. And again, you want to work with it in a well ventilated area. So let's get this side of the counter cleaned. So now I'm going to just dry this counter off and then I'll apply my Lysol. So here we go. Now I'll let that sit for 10 minutes. And while that's sitting, I'll go ahead and get the sink cleaned up and then I'll spray the faucets and the handle. Now that it's all clean, I'll dry it out. And get it sprayed down with the Lysol disinfectant spray. Now while the sink is drying, I'm going to get the refrigerator cleaned off. And here's the thing, these are the areas in your kitchen that you touch most often. The handles of the refrigerator, the handles on the microwave, the handles on the stove, the faucet, your countertop, and even your tabletop surface should also be clean. Because what we know is that when a person sneezes or coughs, but particularly when they sneeze, the respiratory droplets go out. And so if there's any kind of a flu or coronavirus in those droplets, it can just spray across the kitchen or spray across the area and land. So it is very important that you wipe down all of the surfaces in your communal areas that are touched quite a bit every day. So I'm going to wipe the fridge down with just plain water. I don't want to put any stainless steel cleaner or anything like that on here while I'm planning to disinfect it, because I don't want to add any other chemicals to that Lysol. And I'll get this out. So now we'll let this sit for 10 minutes. The microwave handle, the lights in this area here, and then of course the handle on the stove and then the knobs here are also hot spots here in the kitchen They are touched frequently, not only by me, but also by my husband. And in your home, it depends upon who's doing the cooking, but it's an area that you certainly want to make sure that you are cleaning and disinfecting. So let's get that started. Now, one of the last products that I want to show you here in the kitchen is this bottle of Lysol wipes, or shall I say this container of Lysol wipes. And this particular product kills 99.9% of virus and bacteria, including the human coronavirus. And when you use these wipes, they're really nice because you can get right in around, say for a handle or something like that. But here's the thing, when you use the wipes, you leave them on for 4 minutes. So you need to clean your surface first, and then when you use the wipes, you want to get the surface wet, clean it for 4 minutes, and then you're going to dispose of that wipe, and then you'll move on to the next surface. So what I mean by leave on for 4 minutes is once you get the surface wet with the wipe, you let it air dry for 4 minutes. You don't wipe it off. You let it air dry for 4 minutes. And since I have so many handles in the kitchen, I'm just going to show you this one. So the last area that I need to clean is this table. I've got everything else all cleaned up, disinfected, and put back. So just need to take care of this table. So I did test the Lysol spray on the underside of the table. I wanted to see if it would mar the surface or do anything kind of weird, and it looks fine. So as soon as I get the table dried off, I'll go ahead and spray the table down, and then all the areas in the kitchen will be done. And other areas that you want to make sure you disinfect include the doorknobs on your entryway, on the inside and on the outside. And if you've got a storm door out there, you want to disinfect those as well. And then areas like this newel post here in the entryway is another area that you want to make sure that you disinfect, because as people go up and down the steps, they tend to rest their hand on that little newel post, so make sure you disinfect that area as well. The doorknobs on any closets, the handles of the toilet, the faucet in the bathroom, as well as the light switches, and of course the doorknobs. So these are the products that I picked up to protect my home and my family from the coronavirus. Hand sanitizer, and as you can see from looking at the front panel, it says kills 99.99% of germs, and that's what you want. So So there's this. I could not find any Lysol or Purell hand sanitizer when I went out to look. This was something that I already had here at home, and I'm glad that I had it. The Dial Complete Antibacterial Hand Soap I was able to find, and the day that I went looking, there was only 2 bottles left, and I bought both of those. I had plenty of hand soap here at home, but I didn't have any antibacterial hand soap per se, and I didn't want to use all of my good, sweet-smelling hand soap right now, so I got the Dial Antibacterial Hand Soap. And then I also picked up this gallon of bleach, because you can use bleach for so many things. I do use the bleach in my laundry, but you can also use the bleach as a disinfectant. So if you're not able to find Lysol or some other ready-made disinfectant, you can make your own with bleach. All you would need to do is add 4 teaspoons of bleach to 1 quart of water, or if you wanted a larger amount, about 1/3 cup of bleach to a gallon of water, and you've got a nice disinfectant to clean your home. Put it in a spray bottle and you're good to go. I also have some isopropyl alcohol, and this is the 91% isopropyl alcohol, and according to the CDC guidelines and other things that I've seen, you need to have at least 60% isopropyl alcohol or better, but from what I've read, I believe the 70% is better than the 90%, something to do with the water and alcohol combination. But I picked this up, you can spray it on, and it says here this one is a first aid antiseptic, but I thought in case I can't find anything else, this will be better than nothing. And then here's my Lysol disinfectant, and this is the lavender scent, and they do, well, this is the early morning breeze scent, which really made me think of lavender, and because it's purple, I was thinking it was the lavender scent, and I do like the smell of lavender in my home. So it does have a nice, fresh scent. This cleanup Clorox cleaner and bleach I always have on hand, so it was perfect to use here on my counter, which I do use it on the counter quite frequently, and also in the sink when I am using when I have raw meat like poultry and other things in there, but it's also a great disinfectant not only in the kitchen but in the bathroom and other areas. And then here are some Lysol wipes. These are Lysol bacterial wipes, and this particular scent is the lemon and lime blossom scent. So I believe there's also the lemon and lime spray, but this was all that was available the day that I went to CVS. And when I went shopping for my supplies, the only thing I really couldn't find the day that I went was hand sanitizer, but luckily enough, I had this at home. Everything else I was able to find without any problem at all. Today, that is quite a different story. There is no hand sanitizer in our city, at least none available to purchase, and bleach is available but in limited quantities, and the Lysol spray is also no longer available, at least not that I've seen as of today. So as I said, if you can't find the Lysol spray or something similar, you can make your own with bleach. And if you can't get a hold of bleach, well then again, try to use the alcohol or use whatever cleanser or cleaner that you may have, because there are other cleaners besides Lysol that will take care of the coronavirus. So the question of the day is this: how has the coronavirus, the COVID-19, affected life in your community? Here in our community, we see shortages of things like toilet paper, hand sanitizer, antibacterial hand soap, the antibacterial wipes, and those kinds of things. And like I said, toilet paper is one of the big ones. Right now, there's plenty of water and foodstuffs. The particular day that I went, they had just closed all the schools in our area, and so when I was leaving the Walmart, people were coming in, and you would have thought it was Christmas Eve. There were so many people coming into the store. But I think they were trying to figure out, well, what are they going to feed all these children in addition to the other things that they needed to pick up to disinfect their homes. If you like this video, come on back and see my coronavirus, how to protect your home, 7 tips that I'm going to give you for that. So come on back and check that out, as well as some other videos that I've done in regards to healthcare. For example, the interviews that I did with Reggie Humphrey, nurse practitioner, regarding how to make the most of your medical exams and men as reluctant healthcare consumers, as well as my Laundro chat where I discuss the Well Woman exam. And just so you know, I've raised 3 children and I've managed a home for more than 45 years. So I've seen my family through lots of colds and flus and H1N1, swine flu, those kinds of things. But nothing like this particular coronavirus. So we'll have to see how things go with that. In the meantime, this is Denise Jordan saying goodbye. I will see you next time.